know, we 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 uh we don't know what's going to happen. With money and income and stuff like that. So this year we did well.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to 2023 edition of Racers News Network Live. We are back, year number 3. The big celebration coming this year. Got a lot of great stuff to talk about tonight. Kick everything off for the 23 season. We're starting it off with Gary Simons from the Twin 10Ks that are going to be at Lebanon Valley, sponsored by DEWZEN LLC. Of course, I have to introduce my partner, of course, the amazing, I'm no longer allowed to say anything else, the amazing Pete Sanka, BJ Sanka.
Yeah, that Pete works. That's good.
Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year to you, Gary. Thanks for joining us.
How are you, Pete?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you, sir?
Good, good. How was your holiday sabbatical?
Good. It was very good. A little chilly the first couple of days down there, but then it turned out beautiful, and yeah, no complaints.
Awesome. Had a good time at Epcot?
Yeah. I can't say the day after was stellar, but the night we were there was good. Yeah.
Now, did you hop off Spaceship Earth like the other chuckleheads do sometimes?
No,
you sit with the Vega.
So you know what's funny is when we were within a stone throw all the way up at the top from the Vega, we got stuck.
Oh, really?
And we were there for a couple of minutes, and I'm like, I know the Vega is right around the corner. I know it is. And then after it seemed like 30 minutes, but it was probably like 3. It started moving again, and there it was, still in the same spot where we left it last time.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
good stuff.
Good. I'm glad you had decent weather too, because you said it was in the 50s, low 50s, but it was warmer than 20 or so degrees warmer than what you would have had up here.
So we got in Christmas night and it was cold. It was like low 40s. Hit high 20s overnight. Monday was, I want to say, high 40s, low 50s. Tuesday we went to Epcot, was low 60s, and then Wednesday and Thursday, I don't think I've ever seen 2 nicer days in my life. It was like 78, not a cloud in the sky, and no humidity. It was beautiful. Then it got a little muggier as we went, but for the most part, it was great. No complaints.
A couple of years ago, Elijah and I went down for the Rolex 24, and that's typically the 3rd weekend in January.
Yep.
And when we left Logan in Boston, it was 11 below and snowing. And
Oh my God, really?
yeah, when we got to Orlando, it was like 65 degrees.
Yeah.
And we each brought a change of clothes, shorts and a t-shirt in our backpack to take on the plane.
Yeah.
So once we leveled off, I told him, I said, go in the bathroom, change your clothes. Okay. Comes back, I go in the bathroom, I change my clothes. Here we are, the only 2 idiots walking off the plane from New England,
Right.
in shorts and t-shirts.
Right,
Everybody's
right.
looking at us like they aren't from around here, and they got hats and coats.
Yeah, right.
We're like, oh,
That's what we do when we're going home. I take a hoodie. I always keep a hoodie down there, and then I bring one back when I go. And
yeah.
I just throw a hoodie in the backpack, and right before we get off the plane, I just put it on and know that we're no longer in Florida. So
not in Kansas anymore, Toto.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, very cool. Well, our guest this evening is the co-promoter of the DEWZEN LLC triple 10Ks that are going to be happening this year at Lebanon Valley Dragway. We've had him on before, but we're kicking off the 23 season with, of course, Gary Simons.
Hello, hello.
Welcome,
How are you, buddy?
Show, Gary. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very good.
Excellent.
Little poop, but good. Yep.
We're
Get ready to kick this year off.
nice. We're excited to have you on, and I am especially excited because I grew up at Lebanon Valley. weekly bracket race for years and years and years. Then I started doing the divisional stuff. But Lebanon Valley has always been my home track. So I started at, always saying, God, this track would be cool if it had a divisional. And then Vince came along and did a ridiculous amounts of improvements to the track. And lo and behold, we got an open and we got a divisional. And then because I'm obviously a fan of Super Street, they got a really good Super Street series up there. So I always said to myself, it would be awesome if we could get a big dollar bracket race up there. Now, I mean, it's just me wishful thinking. I don't have anything to do with programming the schedule or no input or anything like that. But along came the was it Twins last year?
It was Twins.
It was
Yes.
Twins. Okay. So
It's always been the Twin 10Ks, but
right.
we wanted to step our game up a little bit.
Yep. And I mean, to me, Lebanon Valley has a bracket program like no other. They pull in a ton of cars for a Sunday bracket race.
Yeah.
They do good on their Saturdays for their test and tunes and when they have no drama up there in the Super Street program and all that stuff. And their divisional is successful up there. And now we got you. So with no further ado, spill it.
Well, I'll tell you, first off, you're absolutely right about Lebanon Valley. I mean, last year's race went off without a hitch. We, little time restraints. I believe it was Saturday because of the racing that goes on the other track, the round and ground. But we did great. I think we got down to the semifinals. So we're talking 165 to 170 cars down the track, buybacks, you name it, we did it. But Lebanon Valley and their staff were absolutely phenomenal. Wayne is, how do I put this nicely? He makes it happen. Let's just, he makes it happen. He leads with an iron fist, but in a good way. And I say that because you have to, you keep the program moving. And he knew what we wanted, what we were expecting. And it went off without a hitch. I mean, DEWZEN products, DEWZEN coming on board last year and being the title sponsor was fantastic. They were good to us. And I think we were still into the quarterfinals or something. And he came up to me and Vince and said, I want to be back on this next year. And it's a no-brainer. So you keep the title sponsor as DEWZEN products, which is fantastic because we all know, I know yourself, if you're a racer, if anybody out there, you're a driver, whatever, you can't do this without a little extra help.
Definitely not.
Even these shows that you can get on and promote and do a little gloating about what we like to do. And with the Twin 10Ks is what it is. And we enjoyed doing that, but we always wanted to do more. So we added another day, another 10K.
Another day, another 10K, right? I love it.
So, we come in there on Thursday. And if I could just continue on, we're coming in there Thursday with a low rollers race. A low roller race is I believe it's 150 to enter. I'm going to open that up soon, probably in a couple weeks. I'm going to start opening up the list. It's a dragster list of 16 cars, dragsters, 16 car door cars. And that's 150 to enter. It's 1,500. The numbers off the top of my head, I don't have them. But there's a lot of money to gain that day. Plus something Vince, he had called me about a week ago and he said, I would really like to do a race of champions, past champions for the 10Ks. Now we're 13 years into this. And I scratched my head, little hair I got up here and I'm like, ooh, oh boy. Okay, no problem. So we decided this year is the first year we're going to do on Thursday night, along with the low rollers race, which is, we call it low rollers. It's just a lower budget style, a little less money to get in. And you get the big checks. I want to let everybody know we're doing all big checks this year.
Very cool.
But we're going to be, as far as that goes, we're going to do a past champions race, and Ray Stanton and his fiance, Yvonne Petrecki, have sponsoring that. So they decided that's going to be 1,000 to win. I believe right now, I'm not 100% sure. That could grow as we go, but it's going to be 1,000 to win to the winner. And Ray Stanton, who's one of last year's champions, decided he wanted to be the sponsor of that race and asked that we do something, to represent Lebanon Valley himself and some of the racers' families from the past champions of Lebanon Valley themselves. So we did want to incorporate that. So we decided to name it the Lebanon Valley Fallen Racers and Families Racers Race of Champions, because we do appreciate him being a former champion of us and a multi-year champion of Lebanon Valley.
Right.
So what better way to incorporate it than it's at Lebanon Valley. Let's represent the people that raced there or have raced there in the past.
Yep.
So we thought that was the right thing to do.
Excellent.
Then we go into Friday, and Friday, once again, we're going to do a 10,000 to win, just 10 grand. We're going to put up, that's close to $20,000 in prize money. If you talk about round money and entry fees, and oh my God, it goes on and on. Day one, 10,000 to win. And then Friday night, we're going to do our high roller races. Sure. Let's throw another race in there. So,
Because you got nothing going on so far, so you might as well, right?
I love Vince Mussolino. Hey, Gary, I got an idea. I'm screwed, So, and I enjoy doing all this. But we're going to do a high rollers race, which is 350 to enter, 16 dragsters, 16 door cars, same format as the low rollers, but just a lot more money at stake.
Right. How much did you say the entry fee was for that?
350.
350.
And I'll tell you, as soon as I open it up, because I haven't done it yet. I've been super busy around here and coming off the holidays. I'll go on our page, and I'll basically, before I get done typing, I'll have my inbox and my Facebook and my Messenger.
Yeah.
I want in. And
right.
I know that. So right now, everybody, if you're listening, not yet, but I will be opening that up probably in about 2 weeks to take the list and get the list going. Because by the time we get there Thursday night, I'll have each list of drivers done. It's over with. All I got to do is pay. So last year was absolutely perfect. Every driver responded. They did exactly what we could ask. And then that's another thing about Lebanon Valley. I mean, come on, these drivers, we all know drivers can be fun to deal with and, pounding on the helmet mentality. But I'll tell you, what a great, great group of people out there, and the response to any one of these little list races or anything we do makes it easy for us. So that's why when Vince says, "What do you think?" I say, "Hey, it goes without a hitch. These people are great." So yeah, Friday night we'll do another low roller race, and then Saturday we do another 10K. And then Sunday we do another 10K. So it's $10,000 a day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A lot of great sponsors this year too. We got a no box. I don't want to forget about the no box guys.
Very cool.
Yeah. One thing I'm very excited about, he called me when Vince told me the flyer was ready. I said, hold that thought, because my phone was ringing, and I swear to you it was ringing. So I've been trying to get a hold of this guy, Rick Lorenz. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him.
Sure do.
Well, I handed him his money last year. We had a little debacle. He wanted to get in this class and that class, and he wanted in on everywhere. He was handing me money, and and a lot of things went crazy. But as I handed him his winner's envelope, which I think it was around 5 or 6, he's telling me, I had a blast. This is great. I want in. And I was like, you want in? I just want to go home and get some rest.
Yeah. Right. Can we talk after I get my bearings back, please?
Yeah. Can I hand some envelopes out? So we talked there, and then I get a hold of him a couple, 2-3 months ago, and trying to stay in contact with him, because we're all busy. I understand when you're trying to run a business.
Yeah.
He calls me he says, "Hey, Garrett, it's Rick." I go, "Hey, Rick, where have you been?" So Rick is in the title sponsor for the no box class. He put up a lot of money. So Lorenz United it's the Lorenz United no box class. And that's quite the class. We usually get, and I'm going to say between 40 and 50 cars just for that. And so he's the title sponsor of that. And I can't thank him enough. That is pretty awesome for somebody to come up and do that for us. So now we got a title sponsor for the no box class, which if you're not familiar how that works, they race off for $1,500 and a bunch of round money. But the winner of the no box class gets directly inserted to the 10K. So
Very cool.
that ends up pretty cool because last year, I believe both our no box guys were in the final.
Wow.
So I think they get inserted somewhere around the quarterfinals. And if you've done that good up to there, you're pretty much on a roll. So
yeah, absolutely. Yep.
It's pretty exciting to be able to do that. We've had the no box guy win this 10K before a couple different times, which is not easy to do. But that's pretty exciting to have him on board. We also got Mini Melts Ice Cream. You familiar with them?
Yep.
Deanna, I believe her name is Deanna Brockett, gave me a call and said, "We want in on something." And I said, "Well, how about the low roller?" So they're going to sponsor the low roller race. We picked up Finish Line Supercars. They do a lot of different things with the dragsters and different racing cars. Cody Rion, we want to thank him. Rachel and Brandon Barker, I believe the name is, their Bracket Life brand. They jumped on board. Like I said, the sponsorships are coming left and right. And there's
awesome. Nothing
greater than to hear that you work towards it.
That's how you know you put out a good product, right?
Yeah.
When people are approaching you, you're doing something good.
Right. And I thank them for that. I wish they were listening. If they are, we were talking about it earlier is something that's important is to have sponsors to help you and believe in you. And we give you the race. We're about the driver. When they ask, what's the scale and how do you pay? And I look at it like we've always been about giving back. So to take in sponsor money is fantastic. We want to do it. We want to approach it with kid gloves and make sure we're doing it correctly and it's getting handed back out correctly because this is a driver's show. So, and then here Chris comes along and says, "Hey, let's start the year off and put your face out there." It's like, okay, because we're in the middle of the snowmobile racing season. So I always like to plug that a little bit, but we'll talk about cars because snowmobiles in a couple of weeks and we haven't got any snow and I love doing that, but standing in a pile of snow is no fun.
Yeah,
so
I'm with you on that.
I heard you guys talking about Florida earlier and I'm like, sounds great.
So do you have any other sponsors you would like to mention?
That's just the ones I wrote down. But like I said, DEWZEN, Lorenz United, Mini Melts, Finish Line, Bracket Life. I know Vince always gets in touch with Mickey Thompson. And there's a couple other little sponsors. We got a hood scoop. We're going to be handing out. I forgot. I almost forgot. Porta Tree. We got 3 Porta Trees this year to hand out to I believe he said the worst reaction time. I could have that wrong. We're going to look at that because obviously it will work.
Something I could actually qualify for. I like it.
Yeah. We thought that was good. Vince said, he goes, "I got 3 of them, so we'll figure out how we're going to do that." So don't quote me on that, but I think at this time his goal was to have it to say the worst reaction of the day, or I thought it'd be the runner up, or we got time to go over this stuff, but I think just having another feature out there is really, really nice. So we got that coming up. We're going to do contingency prizes. So if you got the DEWZEN sticker on there, and if you got things on there, like if you have a DEWZEN, if you win and you have a DEWZEN sticker on there, that's an additional $100.
Nice.
And the same thing for runner up, that's $50. So we're trying to add a little twist in there we want, of course, we want you to get out there and take advantage of the sponsors.
Sure.
If you go to the DEWZEN website, or if you go to the DEWZEN Facebook page, I put a few sponsors, and there's a couple codes that you can go to and get 10% off. And they're holding this. Anybody who's uses this code, I probably should have wrote that down, but there's a code. You go to the DEWZEN site, and up until the last car goes down the track on Sunday at Lebanon Valley for the DEWZEN products race, you get 10% off anything you purchase. So I think that's pretty cool. So we got a lot, like I said, we got a lot of stuff going on in that case. So we're trying to step things up in a way. If the sponsors are going to jump in board, we're going to try to twist it back and turn it, give it back to the driver.
Sure.
We are going to have shirts this year. We're excited about that.
Excellent. Excellent. For the,
Yes. Oh, I don't want to forget the other. I almost forgot about the other ball guy. Chris is going to be sponsoring the water this year. So I don't want to forget about him, because that to me is just as important as having shirts and all that stuff. I put a cooler of water at the stage on the front of the staging lanes, excuse me, all weekend long, because it can be hot. We're in the middle of August. So that was something that was important to me, to just a little give back while you're racing. Make sure you have water. Well, Chris this year, I hope he realizes that's like 15 cases of water, but we'll talk about that. It's a lot of water, but it's the little things I think that make a successful race.
without a doubt. Yeah. So for those of us that are too lazy to actually go up on the Lebanon Valley site and look, what are the dates for the race?
Oh God, August. That's the one thing I didn't write down. August 17th, 18th, 19th, or 9th. Oh my God. Because I just scheduled a car show. So now I got that date in my head. And that's August 5th, but we won't worry about that.
Well, the good news is Chris is probably looking it up as we speak.
I
August
hope so.
18th through the 20th,
18 through, what is it?
18th, 19th, and 20th.
It's going to be the 17th. It's a Thursday, right?
Right.
Oh, well, I'm going by the flyers, 18th through the 20th, but yeah.
You have a flyer?
Can't see it. Oh, there we go.
Oh, look at you. Oh boy. But yeah, I threw in the 17th is a Thursday. So August 17th, 18th, 19th, and the 20th. We are invading Lebanon Valley. We're going to be throwing some money around and t-shirts and putting out the sponsorships. And I really look forward to this, because Lebanon Valley has a great facility, holds tons of cars. We'd like to get to 200 cars this year. I'm hoping. I mean, 170 was a lot. We really broke a barrier with that last year, and it went smooth. So we have to definitely give kudos, hats off, and a big round of applause to the Lebanon Valley staff.
Well, I can tell you, I'm very excited about those dates because that's the week before I go back to school. So that's going to be a hell of a fun weekend before I have to go back to work. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, hopefully Chris said he's going to be there to do some videoing. I'm hoping we'll do something, but we'll probably talk about that as we go forward. But it's really exciting. So once again, and Vince wanted me to remind everybody, as of this Sunday, you go on to the DEWZEN page on Facebook, and he is going to be opening up for Super Bowl boards. And what he does is, I'm not sure the actual fee. It might be $25 a square, $50 a square. I'm not 100% sure, but he has a Super Bowl board, and you pay $25 to get a square. Your numbers come up. You win a free entry into the race.
Excellent.
So he does that every year. I will be doing raffles probably starting in February, or waffles, they call them on Facebook.
Yeah.
We have to rename everything, but that's okay. I'm going to be doing those starting in February, so pay attention and be ready for that.
Excellent.
Like I said, there's a lot going on. As soon as we left that race last year, we were already trying to figure out what we're going to do this year, and it's been nonstop.
I like it. I'm sitting here listening to you talk about it, and I'm getting excited about attending it.
Good.
Haven't been to one yet. I'm trying to think in my mind of what the divisional schedule is, and I know the weekend after is the Epping divisional. I don't think there's anything before, and honestly, I don't think I'm gonna be concentrating on divisional points anyway. That sounds like a fantastic time to me. And anytime I could turn out of my driveway and not have to go over one of the bridges in New York, that makes me very happy. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to race it.
Good.
And I hear Brian Hansberry wants to race my car in the high roller. So we might have to do a ride swap exchange because I think I'd like to take a spin in the dragster. So
There you go.
we're both about 3 feet tall, so that should work out pretty good.
Brian was a big help last year. I want to make sure I point that out. Brian Hansberry was a huge help to us last year.
Yeah, Brian's a great dude.
Yes, he is.
And I'm not just saying that because he's typing in comments either.
Oh, really? See, I don't get to see the comments, but
Yeah, that's good because
everybody, another thing
he
is
hasn't
one of
said
the,
anything good about you, so it's a good thing you can't see him.
well, that's okay. There's so much love, you know. But yeah, we're definitely this year, like in the previous years, we do those big checks. I think drivers race for those more than money sometimes.
Yep.
And I get it. I've got a few of those checks hanging at the casino, but we won't get into that. That's for another time.
Yeah.
But we usually do smaller checks for the low roller and this year, because we had a little bug in our ear last year about, well, we want to check. So we decided to do big checks for any class, the big ones, not some little one or just, hey, low rollers, good job. We're doing big checks for every winner for the week, no matter what. Everybody's getting a big check. So those are pretty exciting. We usually kind of break it up what we're going to do, which class. Not this year. Vince decided, let's just do it, make sure everybody gets one, and we'll work it from there. They're pretty cool.
Excellent. Excellent. I would love to have one of them babies hanging up inside my trailer. So I'm going to be there to try, I'll tell you that.
Hey, Pete,
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
August 4th to the 6th, that is ADCO, and New England is the 25th to the 27th.
So I love going to ATCO, so I'll be able to get my ATCO fix. And then I'll be able to get my big dollar bracket racing fix a couple weeks later. I
Well,
like it.
you got it all set.
I like it.
And that means I don't have to buy food. You feed me.
Come on over. You already know.
Not like I'm not welcome.
I'll be drinking your water. You can eat the food. Knock yourself out.
There we go.
Good stuff. So Gary, anything else that you'd like to cover while we got you here?
Well, I mean, I guess for a couple minutes, I'd like to mention that we do me and Vince and myself, we race with, or actually we run snowmobile racing soon. That's coming up in a couple weeks. We're just waiting for more snow, obviously, but we work with Jerry Rice and we'll be on in a couple weeks again.
Yep.
So I like to give a little plug out there is we usually do an ungodly amount of sleds, especially this time of year when we're waiting and waiting for snow. Then the first week, I'll tell you, if we don't do 400 to 450 sleds and
Wow.
600 entries, yeah, it's absolutely crazy. And I want to make sure that we get that out there because that is quite the thing. We go to Salisbury, a lot of Utica stuff. We go to Snow Ridge Mountain, PJK, I believe it is. There's a few places we go. I try to put the advertisement out there. It's Jerry Rice Racing for snowmobiles. We race, majority of it, we race up the ski slope. So basically the ski slope will close down at 4 o'clock.
Right.
And then we set up the starting line at the bottom of the hill. And it's really cool. It's different. Like I said, I don't know a lot of the logistics, but it's very affordable. I can tell you that. We do tech. It's very, very important that everything is correct, safe. You know, safety is the highest priority. So just like with the DEWZEN products, triple 10Ks, I mean, tech is huge. And we know Lebanon Valley has one of the best tech areas and tech NHRA there is.
Oh,
So,
yeah, I've had my issues with Lebanon Valley Tech more than once, that's for sure.
well, yeah, I had one guy come last year and he says, man, they said my seatbelts are out of date. I was like, that's right. You can't go to
Are they?
That's pretty simple. I said, I bet you they got him over at the tower. He comes back, he runs out. I'm good now. So
Yeah,
that's what I say about Lebanon Valley. They, they're going to be tough on you, but we got the stuff, so
I've got no problem with them being hard on me,
no,
and I have no problem with them being hard on the person that's on the other lane next to me. Cause
Right.
ultimately, all they're trying to do is keep us all safe, so.
that's it. That's the
It
bottom.
might
bottom line.
suck at the moment when you're going back to the pits and trying to scavenge up some parts so that you can race, but at the end of the day, it's
Right.
safe to
And
use.
they're usually available. Most of the time, whatever you need is going to be close by.
Yep.
That's for sure.
And they got a pretty good assortment. Kara has a pretty good assortment in the Lebanon Valley Tower too, which helps.
Absolutely. She
Yep.
says if there's any issues, just send them over to me.
Yep.
And I do what that woman tells me. Trust me. So August 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th, it's coming up. I'm excited. The DEWZEN Products 10K is going to hand out some money.
Do you guys have entrance fees, package deals for all 3 days? Any of that stuff ironed out yet?
Technically, no, we're very close. We're very, very close. We're just trying to make sure we make it fair. One thing we worried about, I don't want to go on too much, but one thing we worried about when you add another 10,000, which in turn, if you add that round money in, you know how this works. It's more than $10,000.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Because it's 10,000 to win, not
To win,
total
right.
first. There's nothing better than handing a driver that. He's like, wow, it's cash. It's like, yeah.
That's
Now
pretty
go to
badass.
McDonald's. We want to make sure. We were worried that if we add more, you add 10,000 more, you got to add more entry, and we want to make sure that it's affordable, it's enjoyable. Yes, most people prepare for that. They put it on their calendar and they're ready. But we want them to be ready and excited. You got, buybacks are important. You don't want to lose first round, but if you do, you want to be able to get back in and have a shot at it. So we're trying to really work it out so that it's affordable. And there's 3-day pricing and 2-day pricing and 1-day pricing. And, the low rollers, I think it was 150 and the high rollers was 350. That I know.
Right.
Like, I'll confirm that probably soon. But as far as the other pricing right now, it's going to be close to last year. Just add another day,
Sure.
but we're going to make sure it's affordable. That's the key.
I believe Chris has a question from someone in the chat, right?
Yeah, just want to make sure you kind of just covered it, but I want to make sure that this gets answered. Mark Beaton asked, when can you sign up for the high and the low roller race? And will there be a limit to the cars?
Well, Vince is being pretty adamant about 16 cars. I don't know. I think we did 32 last year, but that's tough. That's the window is small because we're going to race Friday and then do the high rollers afterwards.
Right.
So I'm going to open that up. I hate to say it, and I'm scared to say it, next Sunday, a week. What is that? The 22nd. How's that sound? I hope I got that. Come on, Chris, you're supposed to be.
15th.
No,
Excuse
week
me?
after that. 22nd, you were right.
22nd.
Okay, yeah.
Because my wife is going out of town and I'll have time to play with my phone. So let's be honest. I don't like to take too much time from the house. She deals with quite a bit. I'm sure all of our wives, girlfriends, whatever they may do, they put up with a lot. And I got to thank her first off, but
That's true.
just in case she's listening. But the reality, 22nd, I'm going to open that up. It's going to be 16 cars, 16 in each class. So we'll say 16 low rollers, 16 dragsters, 16 door cars in the low roller, 16 dragsters, 16 door cars in the high.
So it is 32.
It's 32 total, yes. But I'm thinking, I want to say last year we did 32 in each, but that's just a lot of cars.
Ooh,
That's a hell of a lot of cars.
full day of racing at night.
Yeah, we were jamming them. We were rolling along pretty good. So yes, it's going to be 16 in each class. and I will make this official here. Mark Beaton, I believe it was. I know the name. The 22nd, late day, I can't believe I'm even saying it, but because it's a lot of work. But on the 22nd, a week from Sunday, January 22nd, I will open up to take names for the list of the low and high rollers race. There it is. I said it. I gotta live with it.
I like it.
All right.
I like it. Now I
You
gotta
guys
figure
stirred
out.
up.
I got to figure out what car I'm going to sign up in. If it's going to be the Batman Dragster or in my car. Might be one of each.
You see what this did? This got me all jacked up. I want to
Yes, I
get the
know.
list going. I'm sure my phone's gonna start buzzing. Did you say like in a second or the 22nd?
So listen, I would like for you, if you can, whenever something is coming up for this race, be it a definite time on the signups, entry fees, whatever. If you could update our page also, or send Chris a message and Chris will update it. I'd like to keep all the info on this race up front on our page so that our viewers and listeners could check it out and know what's going on.
Absolutely, because I know that the flyers the ink is almost dry. We'll put it that way.
Yep.
So once the actual flyer, she's got the headliner. We took the headline to me and the Vince, a couple schmucks figured out how to separate it.
Yeah.
And trying to put that, once you realize, like I said, you got the flyer set and then a sponsor calls. You want to make sure they get on there.
Sure.
So we are pretty much done. And some of the numbers we got figured out. So once that comes out and once we know, you guys will be second to know.
Excellent.
Because, and absolutely, Chris knows. Chris is usually good about seeing what I'm doing, or as so much as staying on top of it. But I will definitely, Pete, I will definitely make sure
Awesome.
you get on there. And on the 22nd, I expect an inbox from you for an entry.
Oh, you're gonna get it. You're definitely get it. Have no fear of that. Just
All
to
right,
be
good.
clear, for the stupid, this is 8th Mile racing, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
So that's another thing that I'm excited about because I've never raced 8th Mile before.
Really?
Nope, never have. Never have. If they had a divisional that the weather was dewy or the wind was kicking up or whatever, for whatever reason, I wasn't there. I have never raced an 8th Mile race before in competition. Never.
Wow.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to do it.
You should be.
I haven't bracket raced in a long time. I've never 8th Mile raced, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's gonna be
I
fun.
can tell you one thing I always love about this race, and I like where we used to do it was that's the drag strip, that's
Yep.
the safety part. And I used to be the starter. And I'll tell you, you turn around, you look at two drivers in the water box getting ready. And I used to tell Vince and anybody around me, I'm like, this is a whole nother race. There's a different level of
Right.
of everything. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's 10 grand. I mean, that's
Yeah.
one day's worth of racing.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, right, right. And the best part about it is if you screw something up, you have another day, right? If you
Right.
screw up the low roller, you got the 10K. You could get into the high roller. You got another 10K. You got another 10K, right?
Right.
If you're a previous champion, you got another, I mean, the list just keeps going on for one toe. That's what I like.
And that's what you drivers deserve it. Period. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Well, I don't know if I deserve it because I consider myself like a barely part-time racer, but there are guys out there that grind every day, all year, and I agree. They definitely deserve stuff like this. I'm excited about it, and I only put 3 passes on my car last year. So I can only imagine the people that are at Lebanon Valley all the time or looking forward to the big dollar races, how excited they are about it. It's definitely going to be a good thing, no doubt.
Yeah, I'm excited. The one thing about a lot of people said about us is they love the fact that we were down there mixing and mingle with everybody. So we're going to make sure we keep doing that.
Yep, without a doubt.
Just to let you guys know too, the big boss is listening. Wayne.
Yeah, I knew that. I saw him.
He's the best. Wayne is the best.
Well, listen, we appreciate what you guys are doing for the sport. You obviously and Vincent, you guys rock. We're looking forward to it. And, like I said, any other breaking news, anything that comes up, and I'm sure I'm speaking for both Chris and I, where we would love to have you guys come on probably one more time before the actual race. Just give us updated sponsor list, prices, times, all that good stuff.
I'm more than happy to do so.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, Gary. Thank you for.
All right,
coming
Chris,
on.
thank you.
I'll be in touch.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Pleasure
Alright.
meeting you, Gary. Thanks for your time, bud.
Not a problem. Thank you.
All right.
I gotta tell you,
Peeps,
kinda
I now.
that kind of got the blood pumping. I
You
like
should
it.
you should bring your kid now too. Have him race.
I'll tell you, I gotta tell you, he's making me crazy with that friggin' car.
Oh yeah.
He's so excited. Yeah, he went to one test and tune. And now he's like, I want to compete. I want to race. I want to line up against someone. Yeah, he's all about it. So
Now just imagine. I mean, obviously it's kind of far-fetched that it could happen, but you never know, it could. You guys both enter this race.
Yep.
And you line up against each other.
that would be awesome.
And Jerron says he thought he was your kid.
He is. He is. Jerron's my oldest kid.
Oh, that would
Yeah,
that would be funny though, wouldn't it?
that's gonna be, I mean, even if we're, up there both testing and tuning or something, I mean, there's gonna be at least one time where we're gonna have to line up against each other.
Yeah.
While he's still going 105, I wanna show him what the back end of 155 looks like going by him, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I gotta try and beat up on the new guy, because once he starts getting some laps, he'll be beating up on me, so.
Right. Very cool, very cool.
And Rob gave me a very interesting comment. I completely forgot because I got so excited talking about this, that I will also be able to attend the Dave Stein race too. So that's,
Yeah.
because that's also gonna be, I believe that's either the second to last or the last weekend in July. Which I also won't be in school for, so I'll be able to go to that, so. It should be a pretty good year of racing this year. I'm looking forward to it.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
I'm gonna read some comments while you're doing that.
Yeah, because Jerron's beating you up, which is okay.
Yeah, Wayne said, I'm assuming, Wayne said sucker, I'm assuming he's talking about me, because
Probably, yeah.
talking about. Jerron is complaining that we're only racing half track. Jerron wants hot chocolate at the snowmobile races.
He won't even, he's gonna probably be in the friggin' West Coast.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Brian said it's the Brian and Jerron show. He said I'm driving his dragster.
I don't know if, all right, Jerron, if you're still listening, maybe you should come in and pipe in a little bit, since we are kicking off 23.
Do we really have to start off the year like that?
We don't have to. It'd be fun. Maybe.
Good stuff, good stuff.
So yeah, I mean, there is a lot going on. There are the usual gripe of, you said 150.
Hold on, I gotta correct Jerron. I said 150, meaning if we raced in the quarter mile on a testing day, not during the actual 10K race.
Wayne says, no, Gary, open up the registration. Gotta love it.
Rob's listening. Rob, give us the dates for the Stein
Yeah,
race.
I can't.
I know it's if you go on Maple Grove's website, you'll probably see it, but I know it's late July.
Yeah,
Mid to late
it's
July,
the
I
third
wanna
weekend
say.
in July. But yeah, there's a lot going on. People are complaining of why class racers won't support money races on another website.
Not to interrupt you, sorry, buddy.
Yep.
July 22nd, 23rd.
22nd.
Stein race.
All right. Wow, so you're gonna get like 3 races in a month, basically.
Imagine that. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh,
Hopefully the POS stays together long enough to make them all. We'll see what happens.
you'd be racing your kids' car.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna have to get the backup motor in the trailer. We're gonna have to do something.
And I'll sit there and watch you guys change it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. I mean, schedules are dropping. Lebanon Valley dropped theirs the other day.
Yep.
New England Dragway is supposed to be putting theirs out to the public at their banquet, which is in, what's today's date? I think in a week or two.
Yep.
So
I feel like, and I don't know if it's my imagination or because I didn't do much last year or whatever, but I feel like there's a lot of buzz around racing this year. Like I feel like I'm hearing more about schedules coming out, and I'm hearing more about big races, and it seems like there's almost like an electricity, like a buzz going on about excitement this year versus, oh yeah, it's the start of another season. Oh yeah, so and so came out with their schedule again. It seems like there's a lot going on. And Wayne just brought up a very cool fact.
Yep.
This year is the 60th anniversary for Lebanon Valley.
Yep.
That's crazy.
That is.
That is crazy. What's even crazier is that I probably started going there in my late teens. So I mean, not that I'm a faithful weekly racer. Obviously, I haven't been in years, but I've been going to Lebanon Valley for over 30 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Been there for at least half of it. Now, it was interesting. I was reading something. I don't remember exactly where, but they were talking about the tower. Hey, I know who that is.
Uh-oh, look at you. The spiller. That doesn't look like my house.
Hang on.
You put lighting in the eye. It looks awesome.
No, I'm painting. I'm working. Some of us have to work for a living.
Oh yeah, listen to this guy. Painting at 8 o'clock at night. He won't tell you that he got there at 2 in the afternoon.
No, actually, I got here early today. I gotta leave. I gotta leave Monday, so I am like thrashing right now.
Where the hell are you going now?
Vegas for the D7 banquet.
Oh my God, dude, you don't stay still for like 5 minutes.
No. So Vegas next week.
Tested for ADHD.
Yeah. Oh, look, a plane.
It's what's today's day? Like January 10th or something? I've only had like 3 flights this year already. Like, what are you talking about? I haven't been anywhere.
Right. You're cutting back, I see.
Yeah.
All right,
So
before we dive into the insanity, let me just throw one more thing out there. Rob just brought up a good point too, that parts are probably becoming more available to people who couldn't race like
Right. I mean, I know that this year, 2022 was like the first full year of no COVID anything.
Yeah.
But 21, we still had a little bit of dealings with it. 20 was a nightmare. I don't know if like we feel as though we put it completely behind us and it's both barrels open now. That combined with, parts being a little easier to get and maybe the price of fuel going back down to almost remotely reasonable. It could be just a little combo of everything, but I feel like there's a lot of excitement this year about racing. So look forward to jumping in.
Now, JERRON, where are you? Are you on the West Coast right now? Or are you from Florida?
I'm in Florida.
What's the vibe down there? Anybody saying anything?
Where's my car? Is my car finished yet?
He hasn't been there long enough to get a vibe.
Yeah. Literally, yeah.
As soon as the vibe gets close to him, he gets on another friggin' plane.
It's been pretty bad the past probably 6 months. I haven't been anywhere more than 2 weeks since probably July. So yeah, kind of bad. But no, I mean, I think a lot of people are definitely looking forward to getting started. I know down here, I can say the vibe's kind of like they're happy about Orlando getting moved back to the beginning of the year for D2 Lucas Oil stuff. Then the baby Gators. So there's a lot of racing coming up down here. So guys are excited about that. I don't like. I just like to say a gripe. There's no off season anymore. Like the off season is like 30 seconds.
Yeah, the off season in Florida is like July. You have a longer off season in July and August than you do through the winter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even for us, our first double is February 20th, I think, in Phoenix. Right. So I don't even know if I'll have my motor back for that race, which I got to find something. I'll be coming up there to get Pete's Vega to run Super Cup in Phoenix.
Come on up.
Because I'm leading the Jegs All Stars right now, so I can't miss a race basically. So
it'll be the world's shortest throttle stop, but you'll have it. That's
fine. As long as it goes 890, I don't care.
It'll go.
JERRON, are you going to be going over to Bradenton at all to watch the Pro Mods and the Mountain Motor Pro Stock race?
So I have to deliver some helmets there. So, but as far as watching, I'm not sure. I may hang around a little bit, but
pretty much
I've got such a tight schedule the next literally 3 months. Yeah, the only race I'll get to see is the racing when I go down the track. Yeah. I'm in and out of racetracks all the time, dropping off stuff, delivering, but I'll kind of sneak up, watch a pass, and then back to work pretty much. So
very cool.
It's definitely gonna be an exciting year. Like you said, I think we're starting to see the trend of the parts, situation kind of ending. I'm still hearing that a lot, but here's my deal. I don't want to step on any toes, but I'm wondering if it's still just being used as an excuse, like, oh, we can't get your stuff done because, supply chain. I mean, I've just heard that a lot from chassis builders oh God, I need to stop before I get myself in trouble, but you know what I mean? I just wonder, is it still really the truth, or is it just because everything got so behind, it's hard to get production back to where it should be or needs to be? They're still catching up.
I still don't think that people have the inventory that was pre-COVID.
Yeah, for sure.
I am very confident that people don't have the workforce that they had pre-COVID. So between being behind on inventory and not having the people to make it, it's a snowball. And then listen, people use it for an excuse too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Something else came in, something had to get moved around. Oh, it's COVID. I mean,
exactly. Yeah.
I'd like to say I've never done it, but I'd be lying to you. How come my muffler isn't done on my Jeep? COVID. I couldn't get the muffler.
I don't think I've used that yet. So maybe I'm holding a little coupons that I could use. I never really used the coupon.
Actually, JERRON, if you had a COVID related issue, it would make you faster because you're already so slow.
Oh God!
I'm here all day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
I like it. That was a pretty good one there.
Thank you. COVID would actually speed you up, JERRON.
Yeah, that's actually better than you need a step ladder for Brian Hansberry's dragster. But
listen, everybody already knows I'm short. There's no
that's true. But you're right. Most people don't know I'm slow. I mean, most people know I'm slow, but I'm not slow. I just have a lot of.
And we're not talking mentally either. We're talking about the work that you put out.
He's just a very special boy.
So no, here's what my problem is. I still have the same workforce before COVID.
Right.
Me,
you,
like, exactly. So it's not that I'm slow. I can only do so freaking much. And
all right, so this begs the question: did you take him to Epcot with you?
No, he wasn't in town.
I was going to say, because
he was in another part of the country doing who knows what.
He could use
foreign family stuff or something.
I think I was in Oklahoma still. I think.
No, you were home.
Was I home? Okay, I got you. Yeah, I don't remember.
He knows.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
still chatted with each other every day, but yeah, he didn't know what
Yeah.
country.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Where
wasn't a
are you?
cold
I don't
call
know.
when I
It's
sent the
really,
text.
really flat though.
Yeah. Yeah. I got out of Oklahoma right before it went to -4. Like I left on Tuesday and Wednesday was -4. So it's like, all right, cool. But it was only like 14 when I was there. So it
Dude,
still
I'll
was.
tell you what, when I got off the plane Christmas night, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I didn't come down here to be cold. What
Yeah, I
is
know.
this shit?
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I'm not real happy about the temperature right now. Because
I wearing a hoodie. What's going on?
yeah, it's pretty chilly. It's probably, so Florida cold is different. Like it's probably 55 or 60, but it feels worse because it's so humid here.
How warm is
But
it during the day?
it's in the 70s
All
every
right.
day. It's nice.
Weather
It's
right
nice during the
there,
day
yeah.
when the sun's out, but it gets cold. But the problem is, as you're probably going to joke about, I work a lot at night. So this is when I get a lot of work done, but
That's what
I got
happens
the
when
old,
you're a friggin' vampire, yeah.
now I'm painting with a heat gun because nothing's drying. But,
He's got to peel the old vinyl off to redo it.
oh,
Screw that actually working during the day when the paint dries. I'd rather spend
Well,
10 grand on a heat gun than the UI bill. It's perfect.
no, but the problem is there's just literally not enough time. So I got here about 8:45, 8:55 this
Tell the
morning.
truth.
No, it was 8:55.
10:30.
I'll put
So-
you on Life 360 so I can see where you go.
I got here at 8:55, and I'm
Okay.
still here. I'm probably gonna work probably another 3 or 4 hours. Because the problem is this is pro helmet season.
Yep.
And so it's just shells are coming in late. You know, shells I was supposed to have last month, or
Right.
now
Right.
just getting here.
I remember you telling me about that during the summer. You had some that you promised
Yeah.
for a race and like you got the helmet 5 minutes before the race.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so now we got I think 5 for Schumacher, 2 for Sean Langdon, 3 for Mike Salinas, Dallas Glenn's helmet. Who else? I can't even remember half the.
Rob says you love
I got
helmets.
some- I freaking hate helmets. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, could you do me a favor? When you're
Sure.
picking one of the pros helmets, could you just take mine and put it next to it and let it catch the overspray? That would be good.
I got you. I've got some. I got some sportsman helmets I got to get done. I got a helmet from up you guys' way. A wonderful lady racer up there who's been really patient. So I got to get hers done, and I got a lot of sportsman helmets. So Pete, we'll get yours. But I mean,
All right.
if you'd have just brought it down here and left it with me last
Listen,
season,
you
I mean,
heard it
it's
here
not like you
first.
used it.
You're happy. You heard it here first. I would be happy with Matt Hagen's overspray. I'm good with that.
Oh god. Yeah. So it's funny. I was complaining about the off season, but I am happy that Gainesville is first because it's kind of moved it back a little bit. Normally Pomona's in February, so it did give me an extra few weeks to get their stuff done for Gainesville. But
Nice.
there's still so much to do, But yeah, we'll go have fun at the banquet next week, and then go to Virginia. I got to go to Virginia to do a car there, and then I'll be back here. Where? I think you're coming back down here, aren't you? Sometime?
February 10th through 14th, I'll be there.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I think I'll be back there. But yeah, so schedule's full. Virginia. Then I got I still got 3 cars here. I got to go to back to Oklahoma to do 2 door cars. That cool Comp Eliminator 51 pickup truck that's been floating around on Facebook.
Yep.
Kind of kept a little secret, but I'm painting that truck. That's gonna be a really, really cool project. B-altered, I believe B-altered, DRC big block Liberty truck.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's gonna be a cool project. Then got some
Aren't you doing do you have on your schedule a TV character?
I got a couple, yeah. I don't want to say who just yet, but
Right.
they both run no prep, so you'll see them on the no prep king season this season.
Excellent. I didn't know you
and
had
then
more than one. I just knew of one.
yeah, I got two whole cars that we're doing. One's just about done, and the other will be getting done soon. And then I got a couple of helmets for a couple of those guys too. So be
Excellent.
kind of cool. It's gonna be exciting. Then I got a dragster that I'm doing that. It's testing my patience, to be honest with you. It's testing the limits. It's a character dragster. It's got a bunch of characters, all freehand airbrushed on it,
So
and making them fit and flow with the dragsters. It's like, whew.
as your business manager that doesn't get paid, it's not testing your patience, it's testing your creative ability.
Okay, all right,
A
I'm
better
good.
person. It's making you a better artist.
That's right.
I got you. Yeah,
All right.
yeah. I mean,
I got
my
you.
hair's coming out, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it's
I
gonna be
cannot
cool.
give you any
Fit
hair
right in.
advice. Just let you
Fit
know.
in.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's gonna be a cool project, and got a couple other cool projects. I got a X275 leaf spring car. That's pretty cool. It's gonna be
I think you and I talked about that at one point.
trying. The guy's pretty much going to be or trying to be the world's fastest leaf spring car. So it's pretty cool. It's gonna be beautiful, beautiful car. So I got that coming out in a few weeks, and yeah, a lot of good projects on the forefront. And I want to get back to racing. I ended the season on a pretty good note last year, and so I want to get back in the seat and see if we can't win some races. But just like you, I think I'm going to do a little bit of bracket racing here. I'm kind of excited about
Yeah,
letting
I
go off
think
the top.
it's kind of cool. I mean, I've accepted the fact that I just don't have the time or the talent probably to go after a divisional championship. So I just want to have fun, right? I want to
Listen,
hang
Pete.
out with people that I like. I want to race. I want to hit some divisionals. Love going to ATCO. Dying to do the Dave Stein race. Looking forward to these
Yeah.
ends. 8th mile, quarter mile, .90, whatever. Just have fun.
Well, listen, I got to say, before you say that, Chris, don't ever say you don't have the talent, because I won a division championship. And you know, like, they laugh at me in the other lane, like, oh, I got this guy this week. Oh yeah, that's so yeah, exactly. So I should have got an Aflac sponsorship, but
That's a good one.
yeah. So no, you can do it. Can be done. All you need is, well, most of my haters said, oh, you just need some luck. Like, I got lucky, but
You need luck. I need seat time. I mean, I can't
Yeah.
race the limited amount of time that I race and
for sure.
expect to be competitive. But we'll jump right in. Well, hopefully it's like riding a bike. We'll see what happens. But on a
it'll be
serious note, you, my friend, when you go to that banquet, you enjoy yourself because you earned what you're going to celebrate. Halfway through the night, take a deep breath, look around the room, and appreciate what you did because you've done good. I
Yeah,
would
for
say
sure.
I'm speaking from experience, but I'm not. I just read that somewhere, so I figured I'd.
Exactly. Yeah.
He read
It was-
that in a Stuart Smalley book.
Yeah.
I'm not a past
Yeah, it was-
champion, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Exactly. Yeah.
You are a good person.
He was at a Hallmark store about 5 minutes ago.
I read that in a thank you card somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, you're done good, blah, blah, blah. Just try to do it again,
Good
whatever.
love,
But soak
yeah.
it up.
Knock
Yeah,
yourself
soak it
out.
up.
Work, yeah.
Break a leg.
Yeah.
Oh, too funny.
What were you about to say, Chris?
Well, no, Pete mentioned with ATCO being his favorite track, they're actually doing some work on the first 100 feet there.
Oh, wow.
I saw polishing it up. Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool. That's cool. That's good.
And again, it's like, last year, I think one of the things that might have tainted it was all the ATCO drama and not knowing if the place was going to open or not. And, still the repercussions from COVID and the fuel prices were out of sight last year. And I mean, that's not to say it can't happen again this year, but yeah, I feel like, and I got to knock on wood, I feel like 2023 has a much better outlook than 2022 did.
And a lot of places have invested in a lot of new equipment too. We
Yep.
touched on that before the end of the year.
Yeah, I think what New England has a rotator now that Dan Page built them.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're having a rotator built. They got a new tractor. Lebanon Valley's done a ton of improvements.
Yeah, they always seem to do stuff. They do stuff in the off season. It's a little harder for them because the weather doesn't
In
cooperate,
the
but
crappy weather zone.
they're always good for doing stuff in the off season, and then before the divisional or a big race, they step up and get some stuff done too. So yeah, it's just nice to see everyone doing something instead of sitting back and doing nothing. It
Yeah.
makes
I
the
mean,
racer feel more appreciated.
Right, and obviously with Maple Grove being purchased, they
Right.
invested a ton of money into that place.
Yep.
Atco with the new grinding they're having done and the polishing, and they bought some new equipment. Cecil bought some new equipment.
Yep.
So pretty much Division One, every track has done at least something.
Right.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Wow.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
And you guys got a new division director too.
We got a new division director this year too. That is correct.
Yep, there's a
So
lot
with-
of new division directors floating around out there. I think
Yeah,
there's one opening.
Three. I think there's three this year. 1, 6,
3
and
out of
7.
7 are new, huh?
Yeah, and then the 4 was new last year. So pretty much 4 out of 7
That's
new.
great. I
And,
think
and
there's-
so big from originally from D1, and I mean I still have a 1 number. Do you guys? I don't know anything about him, but do you guys? Is he a former racer? Like, do we know anything about him?
I know a couple of things about him, just in what I've read online.
Okay.
I have extended an invitation to have him on the show. He
Okay,
has
awesome.
not responded. Doesn't know who the hell I am, so probably laughed when he saw the invite, but, you know what?
Just tell him you know me.
It's, yeah, okay, yeah, but that might make all the
Yeah,
difference.
we'll name drop. Yeah. We're,
You know
we're
what?
best buddies with Jerron.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, and I'm not gonna get political
Sure.
with parties or anything like that, but it's kind of like when you get a new president, right? Whether you voted for that president or not, they're flying the plane that you're on. So you don't want
Yeah.
to see you go down. So rather you
Sure.
agree with this choice or you were hoping for someone else, it doesn't matter. This is the gentleman that you have. And I wish him the best. Not that there's shit that I could do, but if there's anything I could do to help him, I would.
Yeah.
And he just wanted, he's got very big shoes to fill, with Dave Moan leaving. So wish him the best and hopefully he knocks it out of the park.
We have to have a little fun at Dave Moan's expense. Did you happen to see the post he put up the other day on Facebook?
I didn't.
He was flying to Arizona,
Yep.
and wherever he was, he left his wallet, and his wallet was 5 hours away
Oh, God.
there. So in his words, what it takes to be a dumbass.
Yeah, it happens.
He said him and
Wow.
TSA got very close and intimate.
Yeah. It sucks.
But with us getting 3 new directors and or 3.5, with like I said, with the God, I feel bad I can't remember her name, the first female director at 4. The one thing that I think that we gained, Mike Rice was our Division 7 director who stepped away, but he stepped up to a different role within NHRA, kind of like a managerial. I don't know if he's director of competition. I don't know, but he got into a director role. But I think that's going to help the NHRA overall because Mike has a passion for drag racing, has a passion for the sportsman racer also. So I think even though we got 3 new directors, I think the lead guy, so to speak, with Mike in that role is going to help a lot.
Yep.
The gentleman who took over for Dave Moan in Division 1, his background was with Monster Jam
Right.
and with Ringling Brothers, which
Yeah.
is kind of comical when you think
I
about it.
actually
Well-
knew that, but I wasn't gonna say it.
Yeah, I was about to say we should probably keep that quiet because when Feld Entertainment bought IHR years ago, it was, oh my God, the I don't want to say it, but the storm of controversy that brewed up when they
Right.
found out, that. So I was like, yeah, he probably should have left that off the resume. It's all good, but no,
You know
he'll be
what?
fine.
Again, it's if
Yeah, he'll
if
be
he winds
fine.
up knocking it out of the park, then
Yeah,
next
yeah.
10 division directors, we're gonna be looking to come from there. Right?
Exactly, yeah.
Calling Ringling Brothers saying, hey,
Yeah.
what's next? So,
Exactly.
so
Well,
you just don't know.
Well, one of the things I've said about that role is it's almost like being president. Who would even want that role? Because no matter what you do, what decision you make, someone's going to be mad at you.
Right, right.
And then their role, it goes so far beyond a national event or division race. It's bracket races, it's junior dragster, it's your local stuff. It's
Right.
heritage. It's whatever that has to do within that division. They handle it. These guys are gone for weeks and weeks and weeks, and they're getting bitched at most of the time. So, I take my hat off to anybody that wants that role, because I honestly pondered it for like 33 seconds. It's like Division I director. Nah. Yeah. So I think it's always going to be difficult to get a racer that really understands the position, that wants that position. We always say, well, it should be a racer. Yeah, but any racer that understands it and has been through the fire and been through this doesn't want that role. So it probably does need to come from somewhere else.
Yeah,
the other thing too is maybe it shouldn't be a racer.
Right, exactly. Right? That's kind of what I'm saying. Yeah.
You've already got, on any given day, 400 racers in the parking lot giving you an opinion or, their side of things. Yeah. Maybe it needs to have a view from a different side.
Sure. It just doesn't need
perspective,
Yeah, it just doesn't need to be a bean counter, but it needs to be it probably it couldn't hurt being someone, with a different perspective.
Right. So we'll see.
Yeah,
like I said, my hopes are up, and I'm thumbs up until we have a reason to be thumbs down. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think they'll all do a good job. Yeah, to be honest with you. I mean, all us old guys miss Greg Exocalis, but we're never gonna get those guys.
Yeah, right. Now, who is the guy that Dave took over for? I can't remember.
Bob Lang.
Thank you. So, but kind of what you were saying in Division 7 is kind of like what happened in Division 1. Didn't Bob Lang move up and Dave took Bob's job?
I believe so, yeah.
I believe,
but I don't.
Bob Lang went to Safety Safari, I think.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
What it was. I thought he went higher up in the NHRA, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's there anymore. I don't think he stayed very much longer after he went to that position. Gotcha. I could be wrong, but I'm 99% sure he's not there now.
Gotcha. Cool.
But yeah,
right, well, JERRON.
Yeah, I got to get back to work.
Friend. Yeah, I
appreciate it.
Sleep.
Yeah, you guys held me up from like paying one strike.
Yeah.
And he got it. Yeah. But no, it was fun. It was fun.
I just saved the garage owner $20 on the electric bill without you being there with the heat gun. So.
Freaking Florida. Freaking Florida. Hey, I got the heat on the house though. Don't worry. So
I know, right? We had it on. I'm like, JERRON said he used it once. Hopefully he was right and it worked.
Yeah.
It was freaking cold when we got there. It was 58.
Yeah.
Inside the house. I'm like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So but you know what? I'll take this over the mosquitoes in the summertime, because here, like, there's literally mosquitoes wearing like size 10 Jordans flying past you in July and August.
Yeah, right.
Like, dude, they're bad. Like, they're bad. So, but anyway, you guys have a good night. I'm gonna get back to work. I'm sure some people got mad at me because I stopped working on their stuff and watch this. So I gotta get back to work. Thanks a lot. We'll see you guys though.
All right,
see you.
Be good. Talk to you soon.
Well, that was a nice surprise that our buddy joined us.
Yeah. Got him to download Zoom on his new phone.
Yeah.
Look at he's confused now. How do
I can't get out of here now. How do you get out of here?
How do we boot him? I'm tired of talking nice about him. Let's get rid of him.
Oh
you had stuff lined up to say. Now we can't.
I don't even know. I literally don't know how to get out of here.
I feel like the final Jeopardy question music is playing.
I seriously can't figure out how to get out.
Throw your phone out. There we go.
There you go. Oh, no.
Terrible.
Remember when I said I was very optimistic about 23?
Not that,
You
not
forget
that we don't
yours
love you,
sucks.
Jerron, but let's see what this.
Oh my god. Chris, can you just boot me or something?
Oh, that just stops the video. That don't
We
do shit.
can.
Yeah, you can still hear me.
I can stop the video and mute him.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. What is wrong with this thing? Oh Jesus.
I
This
don't.
is-
I think it's operator error, not.
Oh, it's definitely operator error. I got springs hanging out over here.
Ask to start video. No, I don't want to
Oh
ask
my
to start video.
God, what the heck?
I could make him the host.
Oh yeah, that would be
I
great.
can't, I
All
can't.
right. You guys are killing me. I'm ready to go to bed.
Welcome to Racers News Network 2023, everybody. Episode 1.
God, yeah.
Oh,
There
Jerron.
he goes. Beat it.
Episode. That's what I'm going to name this episode when I put it on YouTube. Episode 1, 2023. Jerron gets a new phone.
Oh my god, that's hysterical.
Oh shit.
All right, partner. Well, we definitely started off with a bang.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good kickoff. Like I said, there's a whole lot going on. I think we summed it up well with, there's a good buzz going on.
Yep.
And hopefully it stays that way because I have a new happy, positive outlook for 2023. And I just need a couple more. I need one more schedule to drop so I can figure out mine because there's supposed to be a money race coming up in New England. Excuse me, sometime this summer. We obviously have the little old schedule book cooking right here. I want to talk to some more juniors. I always like talking to the junior kids, so I put a post up. If you are a junior parent, we would love to talk to you about having your kid on. But for tonight, I want to thank Gary Simmons for coming on. Or Simons, excuse me. See, I told you I'd screw that
Simon,
up.
you knew you were going to screw that up.
But we got it. You got a minute to briefly talk about our guest next week?
Yes.
I think it's safe to say that this gentleman is probably one of the top X275 racers in the entire country. Would that be a good way to state it?
I'd say he's probably one of the best heads up racers in the country.
In the country. Okay.
Because
That's fair.
it seems like whatever he gets into, he's very successful at. He's got a hell of a tuner that I know personally. The kid has forgotten more than I could ever hope to know. Brilliant. Manny is dedicated. It's he's no joke.
So coming up next week, we are going to be talking to Massachusetts native Manny Bajinga is going to be our guest. Our goal was to go every other week, but we're working with people's schedules, and this was one that we just could not put off because obviously Pete loves the no prep stuff. Manny's done some of the no prep stuff.
Yep.
Prep things, and the opportunity presented itself, and we're going to have him on as a guest next week at 7:00. So it's going to be awesome.
Good stuff.
He's going to be in his glory.
Yep.
So,
Can't wait.
and then the week after that, Division I Super Street racer and all around great personality, Carly Wolf is going to be joining us
Friend of the show.
on the 31st. The legendary Bob Bender is going to be on. He's been around racing since it's either late 50s or very early 60s. Everybody in Division I pretty much knows who Bob is with the Fat Girl. His stock eliminator, Kingswood station wagon, weighs 4,400 pounds,
Yahoo.
and it will still lift the front wheels.
Yep.
Not a lot, but it'll lift.
Yeah,
And then-
I'm looking forward to that because I've seen Bob a bunch of times. You wave as you drive by, but never had a conversation with him. And he's been around the sport a long time, so
Yep.
it's going to be cool to pick his brain and talk to him.
February 7th, JP Miller is going to be joining us. We're going to take the 14th off because obviously that is Valentine's Day. A whole lot more other important things to do than talk about race cars.
Babble, yeah.
Yep. And then we're the We're the David Hasselhoff of Canadian drag racing, everybody. We're very popular in Canada. If those of you who don't get the joke, David Hasselhoff is very popular in Germany. We're very popular in
Yeah,
Canada
yeah, blah, blah.
right now. Okay. So September 21st from the Atlantic Coast Stock Super Stock Association, Chris Chapman's going to be joining us. So we've already got a lot of great stuff going on, and it was a great kickoff to the 23 season, year number 3, everybody, year number 3. And we got a lot of great plans this year. We're going to be involved in doing some live stuff from different races and just getting out there and doing the best we can.
I like it.
Pete, I bid you a fun to do.
Same to you, my friend.
All right, we'll talk to you all next week.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a great night. We'll be
soon.
back next Tuesday night at live at 7 o'clock on Zoom, streaming on our Facebook page at Racers News Network.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night, guys.
Have a great week. Later.